Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nara, and here we're discussing astrology, spirituality, psychology. And this video is about Taurus rising through the house. We're going to cover all the houses that you have as a Taurus rising person and how it affects you, how you act in different areas of your life. And I'm very excited about this one. This was a requested video. I hope you enjoy it. Let's start with a quality of Taurus. Taurus is a fixed sign along with Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, right? What does it mean? Fixed signs are all about long-term success, goals, and they usually take their time. They are slow movers. But the reason why they are like that is because this allows them to develop this long term, not like Aries, for instance, which is a cardinal, something impulsively, but in reality, you need to think things through. It's a cool thing to have this quality, to have a quality of a fixed sign, but it also has this negative effect, which is inertia, right? Inertia, getting stuck in your ideas, in feelings, patterns of behavior, right? That's how it can affect. And since Taurus belongs to the second house and is ruled by Venus, it's all about comfort, creating that harmonious, balanced environment that is filled with material luxuries, which creates that feeling of comfort, right? But it also can be in relationships, right? So you may get used to certain partners or stuck in certain ideas out of comfort zone. That's the danger with this one. Not only that, the fact that Taurus is fixed makes it inert and stubborn, but also the fact that it's an earth sign. All said, they stay in relationship out of habit, and that's the danger, even though they know that this person is not good for them, but just because they just used to a particular structure of their life with this person, it's difficult. Be aware, and the Taurus rising needs to learn how to let go the outdated things that are not working anymore. Check in with yourself here and there whether the things you are doing and engaging with are benefiting you or they're already outdated and you need to change them up. Since we have the first house, Taurus, first house also stands for your appearance, physical traits, off, but you can't only judge it by your rising sign, because remember that rising sign determines the ruler of your chart. Now you need to find the ruler of your chart, sign, position, and house, and blend the characteristics of the two. So let me give you my personal example. I'm a Libra rising, but I actually like Libra known to be blonde, but I am not. Like, this is my natural color, but this is my color, right? And I look like a Virgo. My Venus is in Virgo, so this is the main reason why. But I still have a body like a Libra, but I am not tall like Libra is. I am Virgo more so height, but the body skinny, because I'm skinny and Libras is skinny. For Taurus, Taurus usually known to have a very prominent enhanced neck. Like, you can tell that they eat good. Or indulge in foods. That's another thing. Have inclinations, especially when they feel that inertia, or when they get like that, it's time to change things up. Not very tall and heavy complexity, right? But if you have Venus in, let's say, Virgo, then you might not be heavy complexity. It really depends. Or Aries or fire sign, not Sagittarius so much, but Leo. Talk about Scorpio on the descendant and how it affects you. When you have Scorpio on the descendant, this means that you meet partners who are emotionally intense and who create that emotional turmoil within you that requires that transformation of the eighth house, death and rebirth type of thing. These people shake up your inner world, and there is a reason why you meet those kinds of partners, because you get stuck on the material level and you meet partners who open your eyes to the other side of existence, which is emotions. These partners may affect your emotions in a way that you never felt. And since you love comfort zone, that may be very threatening and something that requires you to go deeper in your psychology, reflection, self-reflection, introspection, because you clearly cannot understand why do you feel this way. It's possible with Taurus, and you may get aggressive. So the partners you meet, they may also provoke jealousy and possessiveness, anger issues, and you'll be like, how come I don't get it? And you may also want to close off, but it's not intentional with Taurus rising and all Taurus stelliums, moon, sun, whatever. You need to understand that it's needed for you to get out of your comfort zone, because comfort zone, getting out of your comfort zone, letting go of things that are not serving you requires to go deeper. You need to go deeper in your psychology, introspection, why it happened, and transform, psychologically die and create a new way of being, new way of responding to the situations. And you'll notice that these people gravitate towards you. Scorpionic placements doesn't necessarily have to be sun. It can be rising, it can be moon, it can be Mars as well, or Venus, because it also represents love. And the reason why these people are gravitating towards you, the crazy ones, right? The ones who bring crisis into your life, is because you have this aura that's soft, stable, emotionally stable. And they want that too. But at the same time, you maintain that by avoiding situations, whereas the people you're meeting are risking. You're meeting these people so that they can show aspects within you that you suppressed, but the ones that you need to bring out and integrate with your personality, because it's going to be very, very important for your growth and success, because the inertia is real here. Basically, these partners are forcing you to look inside of yourself and change the patterns of behavior. Otherwise, it's going to be just difficult if you carry all this baggage. These people are intensifying you emotionally. How do they do that, right? In relationship, you quickly realize that you are possessive because the way they act, they trigger you. Pay attention to your triggers and try to uncover layers of onions, right? In this one, relationship is catalyst for change. Let's talk about Gemini in the second house and Sagittarius in the eighth. When you have Gemini in the second house, so second house is a Taurus house. It's a Venus house, it's material possessions, stability, and this shows, since Gemini is ruled by Mercury, this shows that you have a lot of interest in how the material world works, and that's where you find the most security. The professions that are associated with this placement may be writing, selling, buying, selling. Also transportation, involving transportation, specifically automobile, because it's Gemini is the third house, right? Money can be also earned, and most likely is earned through more than just one source of income. Either you are doing more than one thing to make money, or you have a business in various aspects of it, which makes it multiple sources, right? This also shows that you might be in business with your siblings or relatives. Now, when we have Jupiter or Sagittarius in the eighth house, but in this case it's Sagittarius, but if you have Jupiter, it's even more amplified. So the expansion in the material plane is going to happen through other people's money, whether it's your partner's romantic or business. Something about the connections you form allows you to advance your material world, right? The second house. It may indicate that you may have a very beneficial marriage where a partner has a lot of money, network. However, if you have any planets that are badly aspected from the eighth house, then it will indicate that you will need to rely on your own intuition and wisdom when it comes to money and how to make money, because you are in tune with the subtle energies of the material world, and you feel the shifts in trends in society, in the collective, And if you pay attention and listen to your intuition, this will allow you to tap into do things fast, do things like be the first one who does things, or know exactly what to produce for society in order to succeed, right? Financially. The market trends, I was trying to say. Now, the eighth house also represents sex. Jupiter is and Sagittarius, right? Like, because the energies are the same. It's a mutable sign, and mutable signs, Gemini, I have Mars in Gemini. It's not easy for them to commit to people. In sex is seen here as, first of all, it may show an excess sexual appetite where you need a lot of it to feel secure, or it may show that for you, the sexual encounter is something that allows you to merge with another person, to dissolve the boundaries between you and the other. Sagittarius rules the ninth house of religion and spirituality. Here I see that the religion and sex, or the belief system, may be in conflict with one another. Be aware of that, because it may form guilt and shame. Also, you guys may have high expectation from sex, but when you've actually experienced it, it was disappointing, not the way you were expecting. They find interest in the hidden. Let's talk about Cancer in the third house, because now it gets really interesting. And we have Cancer in the third, and we have Capricorn in the ninth. Third house is a Gemini Mercury house. It's a learning house. It's a education, siblings, transportation, buying, selling. You and your environment, the environment, like home environment, neighborhood, and stuff like that. So this shows that you were very sensitive and emotional to your environment's energies, and you were very absorbing, right? You were an empath. You absorbed other people's energy, and it may have confused you to take those energies and emotions as your own, and you carry a lot of people's shit. You need to realize that and set boundaries with this placement, because you like feel for people when they talk to you, and this may result in you absorbing their energies. And because empaths, they confuse energies, other people's energies, with their own, and then they start spiraling for no reason, even though before the conversation with that person you never felt that. Be aware. This one, situations are colored by mood. So the way you feel is the way you interpret situations around you, and they are not always correct judgments that you have. You need to always be aware of this one, because sometimes, I'm not saying not to trust your judgment or the way you feel, but you need to understand that it's not always the culprit of what's going on. You may also have a lot of creative writing talents, because third house is talents. You may also be a great teacher, an empathetic teacher, where you help other people to release their emotions, or be there for them, or teach them how to control themselves if you've overcome that, because this is possible. You may also achieve emotional security by following a certain curiosity that you have, because third house is a curiosity. If you're curious about something, belief system, religion, or how something works, then you need to follow that and see what happens. Now, we have Capricorn in the ninth house. So ninth house belongs to Sagittarius. So it shows us that there's a need to find definite answers in religion and tradition and the belief system, philosophy of life. These people also may have been brought up by an Orthodox family, very traditional and very cultural. Certain beliefs, like discipline, beliefs of righteousness, have been instilled onto a child. The way you feel about them may be very strong. Also, like, the religion was instilled where they told you what was liked, what God likes and what God dislikes, how to behave, how not to behave, like, and you may be living by those rules, strict rules. So be aware of that, because when you're putting so many boundaries onto yourself, not following your adventurous side, it also can get depressive, especially Capricorn, being that there's strict laws to live by. However, you are very practical. There's also, maybe if you're not living by the strict rules, there might also be the opposite happening, where you just don't believe in it at all, or you reject God, but secretly you actually want to find it. You may be very skeptical and cynical of God, or you may feel like you're not good enough for God, but it's good to develop religion and a supportive belief system for yourself that helps you to succeed. So let's talk about Leo in the 4th house and Aquarius in the 10th house, C or MC in other words. When we have Leo in the 4th house, or even Sun in the 4th house, this implies that there's a need to distinguish oneself from your family in some way, shape, or form, because that very thing will allow you to succeed in the 10th house of career and public image. But at the same time, you should find strength in your family and take whatever works for you, but also stand out. Don't reject your individuality. Like I said, there's a need to distinguish oneself from your family, but at the same time, not to reject your family, but be proud of it. Another thing, right? So sometimes you may be completely identifying with your ancestors, or you may be completely rejecting your ancestors, but here you need to find a middle way and also learn and use the secrets, the knowledge, the wisdom from that your ancestors have, but passed on onto you. But don't get stuck there, because you need to construct your own meaning and belief system using their wisdom as well, and using your own experiences. There also may be a very authoritarian father where he was very tough. It was difficult to please him. He might have also instilled feelings of inferiority onto a child, and now as an adult you may be shying away from opportunities at work and career. So be aware of that, but everything is projected onto your father and from your father. Aquarius in the 10th house. So we have basically 4th and 10th house belongs to the fixed signs. So your angular houses are fixed, whereas mine is cardinal. Means that you need to contribute something onto the society, something new, something innovative, something that's never been done or put together before the way you did, in whatever order. You need to create something new, fresh, whether it's through technology, whether it's through whatever profession you have. You need to discover a new way of doing things that will change a group of people or a collective in some way, shape, or form. And that's the main purpose that you have, and you will be struggling if you don't do it. And even when you do it, people won't like it because they'll be rejecting your ideas. Now, rebellion and innovation, but people, like I say, always rebellious people always get shut down by authorities, right? So that's why Aquarius don't like Capricorn. Really, they were in conflict in a mythical story, right? Because Capricorn wants you to live by the traditions, looking in the past, at the past, right? Ancestors, whereas Aquarius, which is Uranus, wants you to forget about the past and move forward. But your bosses might not be seeing it this way, okay? So they might be reverting to the past, and that's annoying for you. Be aware of that. You need to still play by the rules of society at work. But with this one, you're ruled, this house is ruled by Uranus, and mind you, you need to find your Uranus placement. Uranus is unexpected events, and you may experience turbulence in the 10th house of career at work. Something is happening out of nowhere, but like I say, you guys, fixed signs, get that inertia, right? It's hard for Aquarius, it's at work. You may be hesitating to leave a job that is not working for you, or career, or change a career path that you know that you have to do. You have to take a step forward, that change, but you're hesitating because your Taurus rising entire birth chart that you have is all about inertia and overcoming it. I'm telling you. And if you start today trying to take steps toward unpredictability and doing things in a new and better way, you will see how the energies, like the creativity and the answers that you were seeking, will come easier. You have these fixed signs in the angular houses. Predictable events, something like where a company shuts down, or something happens, or you're fired. Why does this happen? Because you need to change something about your career, but you are neglecting it, and you are actually provoking these events, unpredictable events, because remember, it's Uranus. I have Uranus in the 4th house, so I had unpredictable events in my family out of nowhere, really out of nowhere. You can't even explain. The same may be happening in your 10th house of career. And this is the main indication that you gotta change something, because see, already it's popping up in your reality. People with this placement also may hold a very radical political view, unorthodox, right? Unconventional. And you may be criticized for that. Danger with this placement, Aquarius 10th house, is that you need to be aware and not to fall prey to collective trends and following the society and groups, social groups, and you need to develop something new, invent something new, your own community, your own group, and set an example. When people are rejecting your ideas, because the way you see the world is not how everybody sees, you can literally just detach from everything and see the reality, right? Not everyone can do that, and when you share your ideas, people don't get you, they think you're weird or whatever. Work is needed that benefits people, not you, the collective. Now let's move on to the 5th house and 11th house axis. In the 5th house we have Virgo, and in the 11th house we have Pisces. In order for you to become conscious, let go of your old patterns of thoughts, behavior, emotions that are not working for you, you need to use your 5th house of Virgo. Why? Let me tell you. Because Virgo, it belongs to the 6th house, right? And 6th house is the routine. It's organizing your environment, being organized, having creative pursuits of writing. That's what it means. In the 5th house, you find that presence, that ability to connect with yourself, that ability to change your patterns of behavior by immersing yourself into your hobbies, creative hobbies. And you may have creative hobbies that are of practical nature because it's Virgo and it's an earth sign. Also, you may have, because Virgo is very artistic, and this art may be expressed through fashion, through makeup, through acting, through singing, through dancing, writing, creative writing, philosophical writing. It's like creativity on a very deep level. And if you're artistic person, this may create that artistic outlook, view of the world, through which you are seeing reality and communicating. People who don't think the way you do or do the work you do may not get you at all. Here, knowledge is passed on through generations. Shows also that because it's a 5th house, also romance, right? So this shows that you need to learn how to communicate clearly here, because sometimes you may not be very clear. And also, like, Virgo usually goes for quality partners. If you have Gemini, that would be and you stay in relationships as long as they stimulate you mentally. Pisces in the 11th house, or even Neptune, means that you have like some sort of altruism and a feeling about collective. You want to merge and dissolve with the collective and help groups of people. The danger with this one, if you have badly aspected planets, be careful not to be taken advantage by some weird ass sects, because you guys may be prone to giving donations to some groups of people because you feel for them. And if it's badly aspected, it means that you may be tricked into something. But overall, this shows that you may have a group of friends with whom you are connecting on a very deep level. Do some substances, because remember, Pisces 12th house, Neptune is substances, 8th house as well. Actually yes, for Sagittarius, yes, Sagittarius in the 8th. You guys Tauruses, you guys have Sagittarius in the 8th. Overall, you may have friends with whom you're really communicating on a deep level. Friends with whom you're communicating, feeling deeply for them, and they feel deeply for you. Also, you may be attracted to psychic circles, some sects and stuff like that, or you may see it as a means of redemption, as to save yourself. Be aware of that. Remember that when it comes to 11th house, we need to always maintain our identity and not get lost in groups of people, social groups, the groups we're part of. Now, let's talk about the last axis that we have for you guys, Taurus rising. It took me a long time, but I really want to dive in deeper with a series of rising signs. Suggest me in the comments what rising sign you want me to do next, because it's not just one rising sign, it's so many houses. Look, you act differently in all these areas. You gotta understand yourself better. Libra in the 6th house, meaning you have Aries in the 12th. No, you are a demon. You are a demon. Demon. You are a demon. And I can say that for sure, because I know who you are. My sister has this placement and my husband does. Crazy. I don't like it, and it's now playing. I don't like it, but let's go. 6th house, this shows that you love practical matters. It's Libra, it's not the demonic one I'm talking about. Yes. And you may find a lot of interest, not interest, but like feeling of beauty in like doing your routine, right? Enjoy vacuuming kind of thing. You enjoy cleaning the house. You enjoy taking care of organizing stuff around the house. The 6th house is also your work. You may have this passive aggressive behavior at work and fall for your co-workers. For you, it's not good enough to just find a job. It has to be done beautifully. It's a Venus, right? So you have careers in the field of health, taking care of other people. It can be also in the beauty industry where you lashes, nails, or if you're a guy, it can be, I don't know, even carpenter, but it has to be done like beautifully. Interior design, something to do with how you look, fashion, or writing as well. These people actually form a very good, healthy relationship with their body, because remember, 6th house is health, and you actually need to take care of your body. You may be very inclined to do so. It can also manifest in the opposite, where you just get so obsessive over the things you're doing around the house and just like do it excessively. Overdoing it, then this is not a good indication. Don't be passive aggressive towards your coworkers, but this shows that you can be tactful and very diplomatic. Sometimes when you're like not satisfied or don't like something, you may avoid telling the truth. Don't do that. Health with this one is responsive to your environment. The way your environment is, what kind of energies you are absorbing from your environment. And let's go to the 3rd house, right? Because it's both houses are ruled by Mercury. Remember, in the 3rd house you have Cancer, and here you have this. You may be prone to taking stuff very close to your heart and absorbing energies, and it can manifest in your health. One. Let's talk about the 12th house, Aries. I don't like it. This is the most manic and inconsistent placement in the 12th house to have. Even if you have, let's say, even if you have Aries in the 12th as a secondary, even if you people who have Aries in the 1st in late degrees, but it still captures the 12th house, it can still manifest at least secondarily. This is the most, and Mars. So if you have Mars in the 12th, that's going to be amplified. But especially if it's with bad aspects with Venus or Moon or Sun, oh my goodness. This is a placement where Aries is seen for who he is. He can't hide anything. It's just like projections. People are projecting onto them everything. Sometimes this placement shows us that sometimes you're all out there, you're constantly out there in the external world and even annoying a little bit, or you completely disappear and like, oh my gosh, I know, I've seen people like that. Isn't enough to confuse other people, you appear now and again in between to confuse other people. And not only that, you appear in different masks. You wear different masks. It actually activates the same kind of aspect within other people, behavior, in other words, pattern that, trust me, we all have dark sides. And it's not just because it comes out. Some people are conscious like me, and I will never show you that. I may be pissed or do something, but I will isolate and I will not do anything unless I will not take it out. But these people, like, see how it can be all out like that. Honestly, a lot of aggression, right? But since it's the 12th house, it can be masked, because 12th house masks things. It can be masked by passive dissatisfaction with life. Nothing feels right, but you can't really tell exactly what's going on. Deny anger and provoke someone else. When you deny your own anger and then other people just come and start arguing with you out of nowhere, that means that you've denied your anger and now you're just provoking in other people. Trust me, this is how the laws work. Active dreams in nature that may even scare you. I apologize for my setting because I lost my tripod and I'm just waiting on a new one. So there is a need to affirm a personal power, but you guys don't know how to do it properly. And instead of being angry, just meditate. You may also start putting others first instead of being selfish, because like this placement can be very selfish, stubborn, and start being more considerate, like a Libra. You may also just like out of nowhere sometimes withdraw from the world, and that's not good, because it's like escape mechanism that you have, or self-destructive mechanism that you have, defense mechanism really, when you can't control situations. You may greatly benefit from interpreting your dreams. Like I said, the dreams may be of destructive nature, but they carry a lot of answers to your questions. I hope you guys like this video. It's a very long one, but like I said, I wanted to dive in very deep with this one because the rising sign is very important. And if you understand how these areas are influencing you, and after this interpretation, after this understanding, I suggest you go further and understand your aspects and the ones that have conjunctions, the houses that have conjunctions, and the houses that aspect the most planets. Pay attention to those ones. But I hope you like this video, and I will see you in my next one. Don't forget to subscribe.